Well, hello and welcome to the Boxing Show on Sky Sports News. I'm Andy Scott, and joining me this week is Kieran Farrell, co-trainer of the heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Dubois, and former world champion Barry Jones. I have to start by saying this is where we are at the moment. Although you can't see him, just off camera now, Daniel Dubois is just going through one of his final spars as we sort of work our way towards that July 19th at the Wembley Arch. Daniel Dubois takes on Oleksandr Usyk for all of the marbles, the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Kieran, thank you very much for having us down here at the Farm Gym in Elstree. I don't want to give anything away, but he is a good sparrer, Daniel Dubois, from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, so I don't want to go into it with the sparring, you know what I mean? But no, he sparred really well all camp, and like you said, last final spars really coming up, and you're going to see something special hopefully on 19th of July.
Yeah, do you believe that he is capable of doing something special? He's fought Oleksandr Usyk before. Some people believe that he had Oleksandr Usyk down and out with a body shot that was ruled low. Some people believe it wasn't. But he did show glimpses in that fight that he can get to Usyk. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, on 1,000,000%. I think I remember sitting there watching it. I actually thought, hang on a minute, what was that? You know what I mean? Oleksandr Usyk's a true professional. He knew the score. He didn't get counted. He stayed down for 5 minutes, and it sort of lost the momentum a little bit for Daniel. But I feel like Daniel knows he's hurt him now. And anytime I've been in here and seen that he knows that he can hurt someone, they might as well not show up for the next session, you know what I mean? So, I look at Daniel Dubois 2.0, Oleksandr Usyk 2.0. I look at Usyk's had a lot of fights since he fought Dubois the first time. So in them last couple of years, they've both been on their own upward trajectory, and now we just got to see who's the dada.
Yeah, I mean, when you say it like that, what do you think is the big difference between the Daniel Dubois that fought Usyk back then and the Daniel Dubois that's preparing just over our shoulder here?
Daniel was, he was saying himself, like he was in a dark place at that time, you know what I mean? And he, like Don said before, he was only with Don for 12 weeks, you know what I mean? For the fight, and like he was saying to Barry before, I boxed home with a coach for 12 weeks is not a long time. Over the last couple of years, I've been with Don. I've been introduced to the team the last 18 months, you know what I mean? And I've seen how great he's got over the last 18 months, never mind the last couple of years. So I look, and I know Don was saying to me, even before the Miller fight, he's got better and better and better. So like, you know, it's just one of them. It's a mad one because last time I spoke to you, and they were saying to you before the Parker fight about how he's gone 5 levels above. Yeah. And 5 levels above the AJ fight, and honestly, like he really has. You know what I mean?
I'm going to bring in Barry under the pictures of Usyk Dubois. What are the keys to victory this time round for Daniel Dubois, would you argue?
I guess the key is always for Usyk and stop that movement. I mean, stop that movement and stay calm. And it's just difficult to do when you've got a guy who's always, when you're a heavyweight, you're not used to people being so movable and adaptable as Oleksandr Usyk is. So you just having a guy in front of you can hit. It's just about how hard you can hit that person. And with Usyk, you've got a guy who's constantly moving, so they're always making you think, and that tires a fighter out. Because the more you think, the more tense you become. The more tense you become, your energy drains dramatically. And you see that with all the heavyweights that boxing, but by the time he gets to 6 rounds, they're all exhausted and he's still going to work. So it's about staying calm, but stopping that movement. And for Daniel Dubois, it's the jab. He has a good jab, it's a solid jab, and it's fast enough to get to Usyk. Okay, he's a southpaw, so you got to adjust your feet a little bit for that. But if you can just hit him on anywhere, on the chest, you know, just stop that movement, that takes a little bit away from Usyk. And then with that, you got to hurt him. I mean, ultimately, this is going to come down to power for Daniel Dubois. All the adjustments you make, but it's going to be power that's going to win him or lose him the fight. So if you can stop that target long enough to throw that right hand and make him feel it, then you're in with a chance. But it's hard. I mean, for me, the improvement for Dubois has been, for me, his belief in his fitness. I think, you know, he's come through the other side, you know, after obviously the Choice fight, and certainly the Usyk fight, where I think he panicked and with the jab put him down, and he didn't want to get up because he was exhausted. But fitness is a funny thing, because it's not all about just about not getting tired. It's what you do when you get tired. And if you push through that barrier, there's a reserve and usually a whole field of more fitness. But heavyweights don't experience that because all their fights are early with the knockouts. But once you know this on the other side is more fitness, then you're a different fighter, and he's a different fighter now. Because you've seen in the Miller fight, he got tired, he pushed through the barrier, opened his world. The Hergsville fight, he went in there full of desire, knowing he could fight at a pace that you can't fight at. And that made him a whole new fighter. Now he's a fighter full of confidence. We saw that against Joshua. Forget about the performance, which is great. The confidence he had coming into that fight, where he just thought, I'm just going to put a pace on you. I'm going to center the ring, stamp my authority, and you can't live with me. I mean, and that confidence that he has will make him a different fighter and a harder fighter for Usyk to have to figure out.
He's just over your shoulder there,
I know that's
Barry.
what I'm saying. Nice things about him.
I'm going to let him get a drink, and then he is going to join us very, very shortly. How important... in fact, I'll stay with Barry because you may well need to give up your microphone. I don't want to see you have to fight for it, Kieran. How important is the mental approach? With heavyweights, yes, physically, obviously, it's important. You know, the stature of the guys and the power of the guys. But mentally, I feel like Daniel Dubois is in a much better place.
Yeah, well, it's all mental for boxing. You can train, you can get fit, and your ability is your ability. You can hone that as best you can, but ultimately, it's putting yourself in that mindset that you can beat anyone on your day, that you feel that you're full of confidence, that whatever they throw at you, you'll find a way to win. And certainly for the heavyweight, it's about not being panicked when he's moving around all the time. You can't close him down, because it will take a while for that, unless you jump on him early. Of course, he has that power. But I mean, if it doesn't go early, then you have to believe that you've got the fitness to go through it. And he's full of confidence now. So a confident fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Daniel, could you come and join us for a split second on Sky Sports? So you take that microphone there. Yeah, you can have your own. You're the heavyweight champion of the world, and you're sparring like it as well. You know, we had a real good sort of look there off camera at your preparations. How do you feel in yourself, physically and mentally, coming into what is the biggest test of your career to date?
Yeah, I feel good, pumped and prepared. I feel on top of the world. I'm good conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hot here the last couple of weeks, and this is a hot old gym, so it is proper preparation.
Proper, yeah.
Where do you think the differences lie this time compared to when you fought Oleksandr Usyk the first time?
Massively. Different camp, different person, I've got different environment, and it's just going to make me the better fighter on the night. I know 100%.
Yeah, we saw shots of you and Solomon down at Royal Ascot at the weekend saying, look, we're preparing for business here, you know, strictly business, destruct and destroy.
Yeah.
Are you looking to get this done inside the distance if you can? And do you believe that if you hit him and you hit him clean, I know last time you feel that you did hit him clean, but it was ruled not so that is the past. But do you believe this time around, if you hit him clean, that you can put him away and win this undisputed heavyweight championship of the world by knockout?
Definitely, I believe that. You know, heavyweights, this is what it's all about, knockouts. And I'm just going to be 100% focused on the job in front of me, and I believe I'm going to deliver that 100%.
Yeah, look, you're not stupid, you're not going to give me away a game plan or anything like that, but you can give us something. What will you do differently this time that you didn't do first time round?
Win. That's all, man. I'm going to win.
Every day that you come here, I've said this to you before, but I do think mental preparation is a huge thing. This lovely gym, the Farm Gym in Elstree, every time you park your car, you see Wembley Arch. You see the scene of your greatest night against Anthony Joshua. Yeah. As you pull up there, do you visualise back under that Wembley Arch? And what do you see when you see it?
Yeah, it's about recreating that whole thing again, you know. We was just seeing that Wembley Arches out there, so it's all meant to be, isn't it? Now I'm fighting that there again, so yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, that's important, isn't it? Believing in yourself, believing that the time is right. I wonder in previous fights, I don't want to say you were a boy in a man's body, but you were a young heavyweight. Now do you believe you've got that seasoning?
Well, I was working my way up, and every fight has to, do their thing, just prove themselves, and that's what I was doing. But now I'm a man. Now I've got the title. I'm the man, and I need to get all the belts now to show I'm a real champ, the man of the moment, man of the future.
Yeah, of course, the man of the moment, the man of the future. Can I ask Barry a question? You may want to say something here. You may want to just say, look, I'm concentrating on myself. But we did see reports this week of Alex Krasiuk, long-time promoter of Oleksandr Usyk. That's fractured that relationship now. They're not going to work with each other anymore. Is that a storm in a teacup? People fall out all the time or stop working with each other all the time? It does seem a strange time for that news to come out just ahead of the biggest fight. Well,
it'll create some storylines, but it's not his trainer. So I can't see how it affects his preparation. Honestly, I don't. If it's a manager, but that deals with your business outside of the ring. I mean, if his trainer left him, and then you'd be thinking, hang on a minute, this is not ideal preparation. But that can be used as an excuse. It won't be used as an excuse, and it shouldn't be, because that's just some guy who deals with your financials or organising fights. But he has a fight. The job's done. So I mean, I don't think it plays a part. I don't think. And even if there was an issue, I think Usyk is such a professional so pragmatic with his approach. What's made him brilliant, by the way. Nothing will faze him. So he'll come into this fight well prepared, and that's what we want. We got a guy here who's at the peak of his powers. We got Usyk, who I still think's at the peak of his powers. Even he's 38. He's still, he's come off his 2 best wins against the best heavyweight on the planet. So there's no excuses either way. So you got 2 guys at their best, fighting for the championship of the world. I mean, and so whoever wins, and they're genuinely the number 1. And all we want in this sport, forget about the titles, we want number 1 versus number 2. We had it with Fury and Usyk. We're going to get it with Usyk and Dubois now, and that's what the sport's about. And if it's a good fight, it don't just help these; it helps all of us. By the way.
Do you believe that he is still at the peak of his powers, Oleksandr Usyk? So if you beat Usyk, you're beating the best Usyk, or do you think there are signs that he's creaking at all?
No, I believe I'm going to beat the best Usyk there is on the night, and that's all I got to do. That's all I got to worry about, and creating history.
Presumably that's what you want as well. So you'll say when, I'll say if, but when you beat him, people say you beat the best. You beat the best, not someone that was towards the end of their career. Even though he's come out and said he's got 2 fights left, you want the credit for what you're going out there to achieve. Yeah, I'm just tunnel vision on my journey, making my legacy, leaving my mark on this sport, and worked really hard to get here. I'm not going to be denied now. I'm at the door. And I'm just going to kick it in. Yeah, don't just open it, kick it in. What about how you see yourself? I thought, and this, you can put me right or you can put me wrong, when you went into the Joshua fight, you loved that underdog mentality, that 98% of the people in that arena were supporting him and didn't back you. I wonder how you see yourself this time, because you've got a legitimate heavyweight title. Do you see yourself as the favourite, as the champion, or do you still have that underdog seized mentality?
Underdog all the way. So it's how been the story of my career, so I'm going to keep that mindset. I'm an underdog for life, and I'm just going to keep breaking, people's hearts, their haters' hearts, and keep proving them wrong.
Can I bring in your brother? Do you mind? Come and join your older brother here, Solomon. So we've had you on the podcast. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and standing shoulder to shoulder with your older brother Daniel. You're living that journey as well, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Just working hard with him. It's good inspiration. Good to work with my brother.
Yeah, it must be the dream. I mean, do you one day harbour the same dreams to follow in his footsteps?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, be heavyweight champion of the world, unified. For sure.
There you go. How good is he? Imagine he's not here. I've seen him hitting the pads, and I've seen him actually spar in the Mike Tyson gym out in Saudi Arabia. So we've seen it, but how good is he?
I don't need to say he's going to one for the future, for sure. It's a really, really bright future for him.
Is he as good at this stage? How old are you now? 12. Is he as good as you were at 12? Better, or room to go?
Slicker, he's a lot slicker. He's a skillful boxer, so yeah, he's coming in. He's coming on all the way to the top.
Listen, I saw him hit the pads. He can punch like you as well, definitely. Before we let you go, before we sign off, look, we really appreciate you opening the doors to us today. As you stand on that ramp, there can be nothing like that. It is still, in our opinion, our biased opinion, the greatest prize in sport, to become the undisputed king. This is a throwback. What do you think you'll feel on the ramp when they call your name and you've got to do that walk? It was Daniel in the Jungle, the song last time.
Daniel in the Lion's Den.
Daniel in the Lion's Den, yeah. I mean, it was great. And you had a real sweat on like you do now. And I thought, look at the confidence of that man. How do you think you'll feel on that ramp? Because we'll never experience that. The heavyweight champion.
I'm going to recreate it again and tell you guys what it feels like after. But yeah, for sure, bringing them belts.
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today. You can give that back to Barry. Yeah. Solomon, thank you very much as well. Please don't leave me hanging. Barry, thank you very much. One very quick 10-second answer. Can he do it?
It's a hard
He's still behind you, so just be careful.
It's a hard ask, but he has the potential to do it, yeah. It's a hard ask, but he has the power.